after a destruction at the hands of the Grizzlies in Game 5. Klay Thompson arrives on his bicycle for Game 6 and a chance to close it out. Klay's averaging more than 27 in Game 6s since Game 6. No Ja, which is a bummer, and Klay, you know the story, you know the injuries, you know all the work that he's put in to get back. 3 of 3 from beyond the arc, 11 first quarter points. Dillon Brooks has had a rough series. He was tremendous in this one, and he was aggressively hunting his shots as the Grizzlies build a lead. Brooks, no foul call there, and he gets called for a flagrant one as he full-on shoves Curry. Thompson talking to Brooks there. Been a lot of talk in this series, a lot of chatter, as we know, back and forth. Game's tied at 55. Klay, corner 3. That's pure. Warriors up 3. Then it's Thompson. You got to worry about him just going ahead and pulling. And that allows him to get to the rim. Now it's Brooks, Jaren Jackson getting a little chatty with one another. Grizzlies timeout. Jordan Poole and Brooks. Now it's Jaren Jackson. We good? Let's just play ball, fellas. All right, we will. What a shooter Desmond Bane is. He hits the 3. Next possession, it's Curry. Trying to get to that spot just inside the free throw lane. He hits it. Warriors up 1 after 3. In the 4th, Brooks, step back. That's cash money. He had 30 on the night. Grizzlies lead. Golden State leads. Bane, he said it, best shooter in the world. He said, Steph's better than me, and other than that, you're going to have to prove it to me. After some really poor sets that Tim Legler wants to talk about, Golden State settles down, runs a really nice half-court set. They get a 3 from Wiggins. This was the key stretch. After that 3, the ball bounces off Brooks' foot. Wiggins gets the dunk. Now Steph, they can do this to you, man, in the blink of an eye. You go from up 1 to down a bit. 8-0 run, they weren't done. Looney feeds Draymond. He had 14, 16 rebounds, 8 assists. Off the miss, one of Looney's 22 rebounds, 11 were offensive. 7-point game, make it 10. It's Steph again, the all-time leading three-point shooter in the history of the game. Off the miss, who else? Looney, he gathers. Again, I said earlier, Klay didn't need it. I don't know what Klay needs. He knows what he needs. He needs to shoot that 3 and hit it. Now Steph, step back as the shot clock hits zeros and the clock hits midnight for this talented Memphis team. Such a bummer not to have Ja involved because of the injury. But the Warriors, it's been such an amazing run for them. They've been kind of everything, right? They were the champs. They were the team that wore the bullseye. Then they were in a play-in game, and now here they are for the 6th time in 8 years in a conference final. They made 5 straight finals before missing the postseason each of the previous 2 years. Every one of these teams made multiple finals. The Warriors are looking to join the Bulls as the only team to make the finals in 6 of those years. On the other end of it, Taylor Jenkins, his team was the 2 seed. They had a hell of a year, and it's come to an end.
Here's the thing. I'm tired of seeing the Warriors. I'm not a hater. I just want to see something new, okay? At the end of the day, I don't want to see the same old Warriors back to the finals, back to the Western Conference. I told you this about LeBron James. I love him. He's the GOAT. I don't want to see him no more. I want to see the future. Here's the thing about the Memphis Grizzlies, right? They don't care. And now they're starting to play with a little bit more IQ. They're playing with a little bit of sense of urgency. And I'm looking at the Golden State Warriors, and people keep saying, oh, they got the championship pedigree. They know how to turn it on. No, that was the old Golden State Warriors. That's not this Golden State Warriors. Matter of fact, can somebody tell Draymond Green it's okay to look at the basket and actually shoot a shot? I mean, because he's afraid. I mean, I'm sitting up here seeing all the turnovers. He don't even look at the basket. And I'm looking at Klay Thompson trying to force his, find his own rhythm like I told you what was going to happen when he came back. Looking at Steph Steph don't really have, he's Steph, but he don't really have that same sense of urgency. Kuminga's a raw talent. Andrew Wiggins, you don't know what you're going to get out of him. At the end of the day, look, you can go in here playing. Memphis didn't win Game 5 for no reason. They didn't just jump on the plane, Molly, to go down there and get smacked up.
Yeah.
The boys going down there on a mission, period.
Couple of things. Number one, hell no, I ain't bored with the Warriors. I'd rather see them than the Memphis Grizzlies without Ja Morant. That's number one. Number two, I'd rather see the Warriors against Phoenix because that's the collision course that's been waiting to happen all year long. Although I would not mind being in Dallas. Let me be very clear about that. And there aren't any Coyotes in Dallas as far as I know. So certainly with Mike Wilbon, let's take that into consideration as well. Number three, I wouldn't say that Draymond Green is scared. I don't believe that at all, scared to look at the basket. I think he recognized that he has 3 lethal shooters around him. Who should be able to put the ball in the basket. Could he look at the basket more? Sure. But I wouldn't say he's scared. Now let me get to the bigger point. I have the Warriors closing out this series tonight. I told you they were going to win the Grizzlies were going to win Game 5. They're going to lose Game 6. I will say this to you, though. The Warriors had better win tonight because you ain't beating Memphis for a Game 7 back in Memphis. These brothers will beat you up. I believe Taylor Jenkins went to his players and said, beat their ass. And he wasn't talking about points. He was talking about physically. Beat them up. Go after them. You are physically bigger and stronger than this team. We've seen Dylan Brooks draped all over Jordan Poole over the last 2 games. Jordan Poole had 3 points on 1 for 6 shooting. He did nothing. Klay Thompson, who is this guy? Right now, he's shooting 32% from three-point range. Steph Curry, I'm sorry, what is it? Let me make sure I got this right. Klay Thompson shooting 29% from three-point range. Steph Curry shooting 32% from three-point range. These are dudes who've spent their entire careers shooting better than 40% from three-point range, their entire careers. And somehow, someway during these playoffs, they're nowhere to be found in terms of their level of efficiency. You are right. I got reason to be big time concerned about the Golden State Warriors. They are on their home court tonight against the Memphis Grizzlies. And for this man who picked the Golden State Warriors to win it all, and I've got cause to pause, and you ain't in no position to tell me about that as much pausing as you've done this year. Sorry to break it to you. But I will tell you this, KP, it got me. Because I'm looking at Golden State, and I'm telling you this, they don't win tonight. They ain't beating Memphis in a Game 7 in Memphis. They have to win tonight. And I believe they will close out Memphis tonight.
Look, let me explain something to y'all about Draymond Green, all right? Very outspoken, authentic, aggressive, right? Kind of remind me of myself.
Yeah, he's not a liar. He's not a liar.
He don't give a damn. But he will trick you, okay? To a person, he will trick you. See, he'll go in his post-game interviews and he'll say things to this nature. Yeah, to the real basketball minds, they know it's not all about the stat sheet and I'm out here facilitating plays. That's fool's gold. Because at the end of the day, you're passing up wide open layups. At least try to make the shot. At least try to take the shot. He's afraid of taking the shot right now. So those assists, some of those assists that he's getting to Steph Curry, Jordan Poole, and Klay Thompson, I could go out there and get those same assists. They wide open. They ain't nothing but a pass away. So don't let Draymond Green sit up here and fool y'all like he's just, everything come out of his mouth is the gospel. That's the first thing. The second thing is, all of a sudden, let me ask you a question, Stephen A. Get off your phone.
All right.
All right. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Remember when I said about if the Warriors don't win the championship, trading Klay Thompson, maybe breaking up the big three?
Yes.
You still standing firm that they shouldn't?
Yes.
Why?
Because I think that Klay Thompson is not 100% back. I think that Klay Thompson that we've seen this year will be better next year.
Yeah, but at some point you have to move forward. The reason that you're not seeing the old version of Klay Thompson and Steph, You know, they all getting up in age.
No, I'm not thinking. Well, first of all, Steph ain't going nowhere. We know that.
I understand
Right.
that.
But in Klay Thompson's case, I don't think it's fair. I think he's been gone for 2 years. He's just getting back. I think the number one thing, even though I don't think he's 100%, I think the number one thing that has hurt Klay Thompson is that Klay Thompson has been an individual that has been too preoccupied with proving the naysayers
he's coming
wrong.
off 2 major injuries.
Rather than
All right, but
just playing
Memphis,
his
by
game.
the way, 21-6 when Ja does not play. That is beyond impressive. And Stephen A., no screens at the dinner table.